Welcome back, my stylish friends. Let's learn how to make this beginner-friendly, super easy to make scarf. Scarves are very simple first projects for beginners. And if you already know how to make this one, as I'm showing right now, which is crochet in the back loop only, let's learn how to make a different style scarf. As always, let's connect yarn to our hook. I'm using the slip knot. You place your hook under yarn, twist, hold, and yarn over and pull through. That's how you make a slip knot. I always connect my yarn this way, but you can use any other way if you already learned different ways how to connect yarn to your project. Now, it's very important with this scarf or any scarf that your foundation chain stitches will be a little bit looser than you normally will do. You want the scarf to have the same length on each side. So normally I will make stitch like this, and it's very tight comparing to my other ones I just made. I really want this to be loose because when I finish my project, I want the one edge has exactly the same length than the other one. To make this scarf, you can use any type of yarn and hook. I will recommend worsted or bulky yarn, or even super bulky. Check your yarn label for hook size recommendation, but I will suggest to use at least one size larger hook or even two size larger hook if you want your scarf to be very flowy and flexible. How many chains you will make in your foundation chain, it depends how long you want your scarf to be. Let's talk a little bit about our foundation chain. Our foundation chain, each chain stitch has 3 loops. You have a front, back, and then you have a back bump. You can see those bumps sticking out. With this project, our first row we will be making in a back bump. So chain as many stitches as you wish plus 3 stitches. You will be making your first stitch in the 4th stitch from the hook. But we will not be making stitch through the loops. We want to make stitch in a back bump. This is a very important part of this project, so please do not skip this. Let's make double crochet stitch in the 4th chain in the back bump. This is a very important part of this pattern because by placing stitches in the back bump allow you to have the same edge on each side of the stitch. Let's continue making double crochet stitch in every back bump of the foundation chain. And let me stop for a moment and show you why it's important. When you work in your stitches in the back bump, the foundation chain is no longer flat. It's nice, aligned with the stitch. And when you're making the stitch, the bottom portion looks exactly like the top portion. That means your scarf will have the same edges and the same flexibility because we were making a little bit looser stitches in the foundation chain. Let's continue and I will see you in the end of this row. I have one more stitch to add to the end of this row, and that will be my last back bump. Also, at the end of our project, we will hide this tail in, and how to tie the yarn tails. I do have some videos on my channel if you need help with that. So look how beautifully this stitch look like when you're making in a back bump. They look identical, the top and the bottom portion of the stitch. Let's chain 3. This is called turning chain, and in some projects you can use the turning chain as your stitch. The height of the turning chain will depend on the stitch you're using. I'm using 3 chains because I'm using double crochet stitch. We are on the wrong side of our project. On the wrong side, you will be making double crochet stitches in the front loop. So you yarn over and you go under the front loop, place your hook, pull the yarn through, and complete your double crochet stitch. Once again, you're making double crochet stitches on the wrong side, not by going in between loops. You're taking your hook under the front loop and you're making double crochet. And this is how the wrong side look like, and this is the right side. You have nice edge on the right side. Let's continue making front loop double crochet stitches in this row, and I will see you in the end of row number 2. I'm almost by the end of row number 2. This is my last stitch, and I will be making that stitch in the front loop of the top of my chain 3 stitches from the row number 1. Just like that, it's nice edge. We will start next row by making chain 3, and you will start each row the same way. Now we are on the right side. On the right side, we will be making double crochet stitches in the back loop. So you're placing your hook between 2 loops and you work in your back loop from the top. You're not going under like you did with the front loop. You're making the stitch from the top. Continue working all the way to the end of this row. And again, once you're done with row number 2, you will chain 3 and you make your stitches in the front loop only. So repeat row number 2 and 3 as many times as you wish. With the super bulky yarn, I did only 7 rows. With the bulky yarn, usually takes 10 rows. But it all depends on the type of the scarf you're making and your desire how wide your scarf should be. At the end, this is the right side and this is the wrong side. I want to show you the difference also between working only in the back loop or working the way we just did our scarf. I place different color yarn so you can see aligned stitches in these rows. And the way we did, we have ridge in every row. When you're working only in the back loop, you have ridge in every other row. If you like this video and you learned something new, please give a thumbs up and follow for more. As always, I will answer all the questions in the comments. Thank you for crocheting with me and have a great day.